There's a strange thing that happens when a man starts retaining. He stops chasing women, yet women start noticing him more. They look at him longer, they double take, they smile at him for no reason. Men swear this happens, and once you experience it, you can't unsee it. It's real. But why? Today I'm breaking down the biology, the psychology, and the deeper energy behind why semen retention changes the way the women respond to you, without you saying a single word. A man who's retaining carries himself differently. He moves differently, he breathes differently, he speaks differently, because his internal chemistry has shifted. If you're used to spilling your energy through porn or compulsive release, your body is constantly in a post-climax state. Low tension, low drive, low alertness. But when you retain, you're operating with full internal pressure. Your testosterone stabilizes, your posture naturally straightens, thus your voice deepens slightly, and most importantly, you stop leaking that needy energy that women can sense from across a room. You don't look at women like prey anymore. You look at them like a man who has options, who has control, who isn't desperate for anything. And women pick up on that subconsciously. They can feel the difference between a man who needs their validation and a man who chooses who he gives his attention to. Here's a raw truth most men never hear. Women are biologically wired to detect fertility, strength, and vitality in a man, not through words, but through microsignals. Semen retention boosts these signals. Your skin looks healthier because your body isn't constantly depleting nutrients. Your eyes become sharper because your dopamine and hormone profiles stabilize. Your scent changes, yes, literally, because you're producing different pheromones when you're sexually abundant rather than sexually drained. Retention makes your presence louder without you speaking. You emit what evolutionary psychology calls dominance cues. Women aren't consciously thinking he's retaining, but their nervous system recognizes a man who isn't depleted, a man who's full, a man whose body is signaling vitality. It's ancient biology at work. Retention knocks unearned pleasure out of your system. Porn gives you pleasure without challenge, without effort, without being chosen. That creates a pattern of boy-like behavior, seeking comfort, instant gratification, and dopamine shortcuts. Women don't respond to that. But retain long enough and your mind hardens. You become more mission-focused, more grounded, more disciplined. You start saying no more often. You stop overthinking social interactions. You make decisions faster. That shift, from passive to active, from boy to man, is magnetic. Women instinctively gravitate toward a man who's anchored, who has direction, who isn't swayed by lust or impulse. You don't even need to flirt. Your presence does the talking. Here's the part that science can't fully explain, but every spiritual tradition in the world acknowledges. Sexual energy is life force. When you retain it, you radiate something. Call it aura, chi, prana, ojas. The name doesn't matter. What matters is this. When a man's sexual energy is contained, refined, and circulating through him instead of being wasted, others feel it. Women especially feel it. It's not mystical. Their intuition is sharper than ours. They pick up on energy, on presence, on masculine polarity. Retention amplifies your polarity. You become more masculine, which makes feminine energy naturally gravitate toward you. It's like a magnet effect, subtle but powerful. You're not trying to be attractive, you just are. The truth is, women notice retained men more because retained men stop caring. They stop chasing women because they're not starving for sexual stimulation anymore. When you stop chasing, you automatically rise in value. You become selective, intentional, controlled, and that's the trait that differentiates men women want from men women tolerate. When a woman sees a man who's comfortable in himself, whose energy is grounded, who's not scanning the room for female attention, her curiosity turns on. Who is he? Why doesn't he look desperate like everyone else? Where does that quiet confidence come from? Retention gives you that. It gives you back the dignity that porn stole. It restores the masculine edge that modern life tries to soften. Women notice you more on retention, not because of magic, not because of fantasies, but because you finally become the man you were supposed to be. Confident, clear, grounded, focused, alive. Women feel it immediately, but more importantly, you feel it. You stop walking through life like a shadow of yourself. You become solid. And that presence, that is what draws people in. More energy, more confidence, more masculine polarity, more self-respect. Retention doesn't make women like you. Retention makes you like you. And that alone makes all the difference. If you found this discussion somewhat useful, please consider liking the video. For more on the broader subject of masculinity, do consider subscribing. Until next time.